Good morning, it's the Romany Rye. Now, today I want to focus on another one of my mum's sisters, my Aunt Janet. She married a man called Tommy Matthews, and the boys, Tommy's the oldest, and there's Fred, and there's Patrick, and then there's Joseph. We boys all grew up together, really. And just for the record, I know these videos have been generating lots of chit-chat between the family, but I want to state my position. And my position is, as far as Uncle Tommy goes, he's never been nothing but right to me. And when I needed help in different ways, he helped me. Now, regarding my Aunt Janet, who the main subject is about, she was at my mother's every single day when my mother was ill. Uncle Tommy had to bring her there, don't forget. So when my mother was ill, Aunt Janet would come there and wash and clean and do things every single day. I'm not saying to you that the other sisters didn't help, because they did. But from my point of view, Aunt Janet and Uncle Tommy was there every day. So I thank her from the bottom of my heart for that. Now, Uncle Tommy was a character. He was a order, but he was a wonderful man for saving nuts and bolts, screws, bits of angle iron, bits of plate, whatever he needed to do his little bits and pieces, he would save it back. And lots of times after, God, Uncle Tommy got a bolt much that size. Yep, got in there in the shed, in the churn. Used to have buckets of bolts and churns, all soaked in diesel. And whatever you wanted, you could bet your life he had it there, or he knew where it was. So, whilst the problem with my mum was happening, like I said, Aunt Janet was there. She used to bring, and another thing, see, Aunt Janet would bring her own food even. And never once was there any money mentioned about anything. Besides that, Uncle Tommy wouldn't have had that anyhow. He wouldn't want no payment for anything he'd done out of the goodness of his heart. So going back through the years, I had a lot to do with Tommy. I had a lot to do with Freddie. I think me and Pat missed each other a little bit along the way, but later in the years we caught up on that. But Joseph, I remember Joseph as a little boy, and I think Joseph had the easiest time. The good times I had with him, Uncle Tommy, he had a mule that he used to take around to the donkey derbies and fairs and fetes and what have you. And this mule would buck his guts out. So it was a bit slow one day. He said to me, "Get on, much." I said, "No, Tom, I ain't getting on you, much." "Get on," he said. I said, "No, you'll dab him up, much." "No, I won't," he said. Anyway, I got on, he dabbed him up. Straight up my ear he went. I got a photograph here of that somewhere. Then there was all the donkey derbies and, like I said, the carnivals and the fetes. Uncle Tommy and Aunt Janet was always at day. And Saturday afternoons the wrestling was on. He wouldn't miss that wrestling for no money. I've been up there many times and the battery been going flat. Battery tellies back then, and the screen was getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Didn't change the battery or put the leads on the van. Yeah, it was good times. There again, see, you go up down Janet's. She always had a fresh loaf of bread, a bit of cheese and onion or whatever it was. Yeah. They always seem to, my mother's sisters always seem to have, all of them really, uh, the knack to give you a bit of good scran, you know what I mean? So anyway, time was going on then. Me and Tommy got up to some mischief, and Freddie. So, they boys was obviously going on. And then my mother passed away. And my father passed away. And once I had the scrapyard up a top end, in my own right, as it were, Uncle Tommy and Aunt Janet used to come here every day. And she used to buy me these tomatoes every single day, I'm not joking. Not little tiny ones by that big. And bag of them. And they used to pull down the bottom of the yard, and Aunt Janet would wave me over. All right, my boy, I said, all right, Aunt Jane. She said to me one day, I've been thinking, she said. I said, what's that, Aunt Jane? She said, they bowls in the front of the washing machines would make lovely salad bowls. So that was what Uncle Tommy had to do. He had to come in every day and take out 1 or 2 bowls. I don't know what she'd done with all of them, but she used to make me laugh. She would bring me a salad back then in this washing machine bowl. Or obviously spotless, but yeah. And Uncle Tommy come to me one day. He said, I know there's a scammer for sale. He said, me and Ted seen him up Starpine years ago. Lovely lorry, he said. He's over Blackman's. I said, you for sale? Uncle Tommy? He said, I'll find out. Anyway, a couple 3 days went by. Yeah, she's for sale. Yeah, she's for sale. I said, do you know much? He said, no, I never asked. He said, go down and see him. Right. Goes down. Sure enough, for sale. Buys her. I think she's MOW 389. And she had a coach built back on her. They took a generator out, but the winch was still in there. I got photographs here of Uncle Tommy and Ted standing in front of that scammer somewhere. Anyway, buys her. Graham Martin had a big old Leyland Arctic unit, blue one. Gets down there now, starts this scammer up, put the batteries on, our engine's like a clock, man. Big old gate gearbox. So what we're going to do? He said, right, we'll put the bar on her. He said, you just drive along behind me. Yeah, brought no more. Oh, what a thing. Beautiful. Anyway, got him back in the yard. Uncle Tommy come in. Oh, he's always lit right up. Oh, he said, you got her much? I said, yeah. Yeah. And she said, the scammer was called Sir Hilary. So, we didn't have a shed, not a workshop big enough to get the scammer in. So, he's parked in the side of my bungalow. So Nigel Anders said to me, well, she said, I got a Ford 10 pickup for sale. He said, I bought him. He said, would you be interested? I said, if he was any good, Nigel. He said, he's a bit rough, but he can be done. Anyway, brings this pickup in. I said, yeah, I'll buy it, Nigel. Offload him. Anyway, put it in the shed. Didn't tell him to Tommy. I said, what do you like on 410s, Uncle Tom? He said, I built loads of them. He said, I built 10, 15, 20 in my time, he said. Cut the vans down and put a pickup on the back. I said, I got one. Ow. I said, yeah, take it in there. Goes in the shed, oh, his eyes lights up. Brings back memories to him, see? So anyway, we started stripping them down. And me being me, I wasn't looking after the nuts and bolts. He went around, he picked up every nut and bolt, you know. Screwed them back together like that, chucked them in a diesel drum. Yeah. He picked up everything. Anyway, this day I've told Patrick this story and I told Tommy this story. You talk about men. This day, Uncle Tommy was driving up through Carrot. Right to the end of the village, there's a shop called Alma Stores. So I don't want to exaggerate about this because, tell the truth, there was 8 or 9 women standing at the shop screaming and jumping up and down. Uncle Tommy said, pull in here, much. Pulled in. He got out and he spoke in his soft voice to this ratty, but he said, what's the matter, my love? What's the matter? She said, there's a bloody squirrel in the shop and he's wrecking the shop. We can't get back in there. He said, I'll go and sort that out for you, don't worry about that. She said, you sure? He said, yes. He said, don't worry, I'll go and sort that out for you now. Right, not a rag, a bag, a cloth, nothing on his bare hands. After about 20 minutes, I suppose, went by, realistically. He comes out, his hands is bleeding and dripping in blood with the squirrel. Now he's making out to pushing the me saying, leave him go. I said, Tom, don't leave him go, much for God's sake, don't leave him go. So we was on the way to Penryn. I said, what are we going to do? He said, take him home. I said, leave him go up the road here. He said, no, take him home. Anyway, takes him home and he puts it in the cage. What he done with him, I don't know. But that's what he done. He had it in his hands all the way home. And that's what he done. Yeah. We had some good times, me and he. All over the shop, really. He was, I suppose Uncle Tommy he was like Marmite, you either like him or you didn't. But I can tell you one thing for sure. If he didn't like something, he'd tell you he didn't like it. And I can't speak highly enough of him. Not from my own personal experience. Yeah. When I rode hundreds of miles and he with me. Now, after I bet it was 12 months doing this pickup, he was in the background doing these little bits and pieces. And to be fair, Graham Martin done all the bodywork. We finally got this truck finished now. And all sign written up. A little chavvy called Smurf done painting on it. C&G wear on the side. So Uncle Tommy said to me, he said, rally on Sunday. I said, yeah. He's pairing Porf. He said, come up, bring it up. I said, right, Uncle Tom. I don't know who went with me. I don't know if it was Andrew Simons or somebody went with me because they rode up in the back all the way there. I don't know who it was, but somebody rode up in the back. Anyway, pulls in the field, finds Uncle Tommy and Aunt Jane. Now, I think they had a camper at the time. Anyway, he's there sitting down with his engine and rocking the old chavies up and down. So I pulled over beside the commercial vehicle, see? Lorries. So the lorry started up. I started up. I went to drive into the ring and Wish went like that, put his hand up. well, where's your number? I said, I haven't got one. He said, you haven't entered. I said, no. He said, you were late entry. He said, you haven't got the number. You can't come in here. I said, all right. Anyway, Uncle told me, seen I was having a bit of chit-chat there over run. What's the matter? What's the matter, much? I said, they won't let me in there much. How's that? I said, I'm not entered, and I'm not a late entry. Pull over there, he said. Pull over there. I heard no what they're saying to the mush. He said, what's the problem? He said, that's my nephew. Yes, Tom, he said. He said, he might be your nephew. He said, but he ain't entered. He said, do you forget? He said, we started all these rallies off, all we old boys. He said, and you're moaning about you haven't got no entry. Oh, he said. He said, I advise you to let in. How much is the entry fee? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, Uncle told me pay the entry fee and I'd give him the money back. In I goes. Now he's standing up in the outside of the ring. See? Telling everybody about this truck. Anyway, as it happened, we did win the cup that day. For the best preserved vehicle. But he won't let that get away, boy. He said, we started all these rallies off, he said. You got people here who want to come in, you won't let them in. Yeah, he got me in. But anyway, I can't thank they two enough for what they done for me, Mum. And I got good memories with them. So it's bye-bye now for the Romany Rye. And I'll catch you next time.